Well, hiya toots, it's me Brad, aka your Andromeda and Cosplay Queen 1014. We would like to thank all our early birds, night owls, and everyone else in between for staying in class for 1014 and joining us down here at the warehouse. I am at work, so sorry for the noise that's going to be in the background again. What are we here to do today? We're here to review episode 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6. Alright, so after Akira's departure, they all come back into the workroom and they look into the box, and the group census was Akira and 1 vote for Raja, which obviously came from Akira. Everybody didn't like that they had to do that, but everybody kind of was just like, well, you know, it is what it is. It was Akira's third strike. So we come into the next day and they wipe off the mirror message. Kylie wipes it off, says how fierce Akira was. Everybody's gonna miss Akira. And then we get a little talk around the table. And then after that, woo! You already done had it hers. This is, we get a little cryptic message from Ru about music. And then hello. Mr. RuPaul walked in the workroom with a fierce ass suit. RuPaul has been rocking them suits in the workroom this season. Yeah, he has. Anyway, so we get just straight up into the Maxi challenge, which is girl group time. And since Kylie won, she gets to be a team captain and pick. And since Raja survived elimination, she was another team captain to pick for her team. So after the pick, Pandora was picked last. The teams consist of Kylie, Ginger, and Eureka. The last team consists of Raja, Jan, Trinity, and Pandora. So this song is like a positive, uplifting song, and the lyrics have to, you know, match that uplifting spirit of, they want them to do an inspirational verse. The teams were kind of going over what they were going to write about. Raja's team was like, Jan, you need to kind of be here, but like tone it down just a little bit, because her lyrics weren't really matching up with inspirational. Pandora was really worried about this because she's not a dancer, she's not much of a singer, even though she does like comedy songs. That's different from, you know, girl group songs, obviously. So the teams come out and they all watch each other record with Troy and Leland. And Troy and Leland were obviously, you know, trying to get the girls to do verses this way, that way, you know, make it sound good. Kylie's voice was soft, so she was like up in the microphone. Jan was like at 150 the whole time. Trinity was like kind of struggling just a little bit, but then they're like, no, bring that TKB moment like you always do, and then she nailed it. Not many people really struggled with recording, maybe Pandora. Anyways, so the groups individually are responsible for their choreography. And now, when they were recording, Kylie's team was all like, Jan's lyrics aren't inspirational, they're just about Jan and how Jan loves herself. After this whole talk of like, I love the Spice Girls and all this stuff, and they've had a lot of inspirational music actually, so she should know that. Plus she's in a girl group already, Stephanie's child. She should know what inspirational music is. So during the dancing, Trinity K. Bonet, as the team leader, took over the choreography since they were responsible for their own choreo. And Pandora was struggling a lot, but Trinity and the rest of the team were like, show us what you really got. Like, don't be nervous. You know, take a moment, feel the beat, show us what you got so we can like work around how you dance, which was really smart. So she busted a move, or at least tried to bust a move, maybe a hip. But so they got her like, she likes to do some little dips and points and like shimmies. So they kind of like incorporated that into the choreography with her. Then we get Team Kylie coming up, and they collectively came together and said, we're just gonna work on the choreography together, which camera manipulation made it seem like they were just all over the place with the choreography, since there was 3 voices working on the choreo. Eureka wanted to do it like this. Ginger wanted to do it like this. Kylie, lo and behold, isn't a dancer, just a gymnast, which a lot of people mistake that for dancers sometimes. So the one with dance experience would be Eureka. So I think Kylie should have kind of given Eureka the head for the choreography for this. But finishing product, it came out fine. So it's the next day in the workroom. They're getting ready for this girl group challenge. Team Trinity were making sure Pandora was like confident enough to go out there and pull this off with them. And Pandora was like, I think I have it. I think all the extra time we spent rehearsing it, I think I have it. Then the conversation this week was, you know, what girl groups, if any, inspired you growing up? And of course, majority of them said Spice Girls, and Ginger was like, hello, I got my name from Ginger Spice. We came to find out that Jan's grandmother took her to see Jerry Halliwell at her first ever solo album release signing, which is pretty cool. I like that album. It's a good album. I was obsessed with the Spice Girls growing up. Surprise, shocker, I think. But my favorites were Sporty and Scary. I loved Sporty and Scary. I mean, I loved all of them, don't get me wrong. But I was hashtag Team Sporty and Team Scary. I actually still listen to their music. Out of all of them, I listen to Jerry Halliwell, Mel C. Her new album that came out this year or last year was fire. And I still listen to Mel B too. She has some really nice music. And Mel B does a lot of like musical theater now, so that's pretty cool. I like that. So after they get ready, we get to the runway, and RuPaul comes out looking fabulous as a mother queen. Like, that outfit was just amazing. It had bounce, the pattern was nice, the fabric was nice. It was just an all-around really amazing outfit. I loved it. So she introduces judges, which are Carson Kressley, Michelle Visage, and I cannot remember the name. I'll probably put it in the edit here, which is RuPaul's wardrobe designer. And so every time we see her come up on the runway, this judge is responsible for those looks. Alright, so we get to the girl group challenge, and I thought it was gonna be like one group and then another group, but they all came out. They all had like a number to do with each other, and then like the only way you can tell that they were a team is they had the 4 girls. Hold on, I really need to take this call. Sorry, I really had to take that call. Very important call. Anyways, back to the girl groups. So they performed all together, but then they had like Team Trinity, all of them go first with their verses, and then they kind of had a group thing, and then they went to Kylie and finished with a group thing. They also started with a group thing. So the choreo wasn't like as bad as I thought it was gonna be, like, because they also had a lot of choreography together. So I was just like, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So we get to the performances, and I didn't really get any inspirational lyrics from Jan per se. I didn't really. I'm just like, girl, we understand that you love yourself and you're always at 100. Like, I didn't learn anything new, and I wasn't inspired by it at all. Pandora actually surprised me. Trinity and Raja always gonna do good on these type of challenges, even though Raja was a little nervous because of her Mariah Carey thing, the Evangelist challenge with her and Honey D. Davenport, where they had to freaking do the singing. But yeah, so they did okay. Trinity and Raja did amazing. Then they get to the team Kylie, and honestly, I think this team rocked it more than the other team, to be honest with you. And I don't really understand the judging with the lyrics on these, because I felt like these lyrics were way more inspirational than Pandora and Jan's lyrics. But that's just me. I'm not sitting there on the judging panel listening or anything. I just have headphones listening to the same fucking song. Anyways, the favoritism needs to stop on this damn show. It's stupid. Other than Team Kylie doing a good job, I was really impressed that they pulled off the choreography together and actually made it work. They had really cute choreography, especially since Kylie was on the team with the only two big girls. And they pulled it out and they rocked it. Ginger did a pretty good job. I think they all did a good job, honestly. And I think I do feel like their lyrics were more, again, inspirational than Jan and Pandora. Trinity did a very good job. Obviously, she won, spoiler alert, for a good reason. Not only because she had the best verse of taking Mama Ru's advice instead of saying, go get tested and know your status. She like threw it in there like, hey, this is me, this is what I do, but you should know your status. So it was like subtle, it was good, inspirational song, especially for the LGBTQI community. Alright, so we get to the runway, and I will be doing this in another video. Alright, so we get to the critiques. Everybody is critiqued individually, like I kind of thought they were going to be critiqued as. Okay, so they pretty much point out what I pointed out with Pandora and Jan. They praised Raja and Trinity. They told Team Kylie pretty much like Kylie's verse wasn't that inspirational, and that Ginger and Eureka were going to be obvious with their body issues, which they were happy that they brought to point, but it was kind of like they were expecting it to be brought up as an inspirational tune. So they didn't really have a problem with that group. And then we come to find out that Janet and Pandora Box are in the bottom. And Trinity K. Bonet is the winner of this challenge. Now everybody was tied up out of the 7 for 1 win, except Eureka and Jan, who have no wins. And Trinity K. Bonet just got her 2nd win of the group, which means she is pretty much in the lead for this All-Stars. I knew she was gonna freaking make it far, like as soon as I saw that cast. But I think my prediction was Trinity K. Bonet, Raja, Kylie. I couldn't remember what the other one was. I think Akiria, but she went home already. But she can be coming back. We don't know if they're gonna come back or not, or they're just gonna be like Survivor type, like jury member thing. I don't know. So the group talks to each of them, and Jan was like, I don't belong here in the bottom. I don't think I deserve to go home over this. This is what I do for a living, blah, blah, blah. She, kind of ignoring the fact that this is her 3rd time in the bottom. 3rd strike, go home. It wouldn't be fair to the rest of the castmates if they sent home Pandora. Even though she has a win, even though Jan does have a win, it's her 3rd time in the bottom. To me, the win should rule out 1 bottom, meaning that is 2 bottoms and Pandora is 1 bottom. That's how I would have judged that situation. So Jan was just kind of not really understanding the critiques nor the group consensus of how she should be and act and stuff. Like, they love that she's always up here and they don't want her to change, but like they're trying to tell her in this setting of a competition on a reality show, you need to like give yourself some dynamic. Alright, so TKB takes the other girls aside, talks to them. Not much too drama there. Girls vote. Then we come back to main stage where Trinity K. Bonet is about to lip sync for her life. And the lip sync assassin is Alexis Mateo. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, she looks so good too. I love it. Oh, I completely forgot to mention that Michelle Visage said on national television that she liked green on Sonic. Because we all know Michelle Visage hates the color green, but she said on public television around everybody see that she likes that green on Kylie, at least the wig. Alright, so back to Alexis Mateo looking fabulous. The lip sync starts and it is to Nobody Knows What I'm Feeling Inside. I can't be singing like that. Okay, so it's J-Lo. And I love it. Alexis Mateo is such a good dancer, but so is Trinity. So Alexis was even lip syncing Pitbull's part too, which I always think would give somebody else the upper hand as well on a lip sync. Like if I was on a lip sync and there was like a rap in the middle of it, I would be busting out that rap, girl, okay? Assuming they don't cut it out of the song. Anyway, so they were both doing a really, really good job. But Alexis Mateo was dancing that motherfucking house down. It was almost like, so Alexis Mateo is coming to be a lip sync assassin. Give her J-Lo. Who cares who she gonna be lip syncing up against? It doesn't matter who it is. Just give her J-Lo and make sure she gonna win. So yeah, Alexis was rocking it, killing it. Of course, she is a dancer. And during the performance, I was like, Trinity's doing a pretty good job too. Maybe this will be a double, you know, win here. And then, unfortunately, which I would never, ever expect to come from Trinity K. Bonet, her wig fell off during the lip sync. I was so shocked. I was like, I can't believe Trinity lost her wig. Like, I was gagged. I was like, Trinity lost a wig? But it's Trinity. I was flabbergasted. I was like, wow. Anyway, so after that, the lip sync ends, and I believe because she lost her hair, Alexis Mateo won the lip sync, and next week will be $20,000 to collect. So Alexis Mateo pulls out a lipstick, and she's all like, the group has decided to send home Pandora, and she's like, oh shit, everybody was sad, and she said, whoa, wait a minute, I also have Jan's lipstick, which is a tie. Now I'm a little confused because earlier in the season when it was a double win for Brooklyn where Jiggly went home, it made it seem like both of the bottoms were gonna go home. So I'm kind of curious why they did this, because RuPaul was like, well, in the events of a tie, All Stars rules states that the top All-Star, even if she didn't win, if there is a tie, she has to be the one with the vote, meaning she has the power. But the episode with Jiggly made it seem like both of them can go home, which was really weird. Maybe because we're later in the season and there's less girls? I don't know. Anyways, so Trinity K. Bonet had to come forward and, you know, do the deed. And lo and behold, Jan was in her teta, and Jan had to go home. Jan was really pressed, shocked, not happy with it, but honestly, it was her time to go. I could have seen her go earlier in the season. She just wasn't being very receptive to the judges. She just kind of wanted to be like, well, this is me, so I'm not going to change. Which is fine if you're already established in a group like Stephanie's Child, where it's not under RuPaul's radar. So, you know, you can do you, boo. But when you're in a competition, it's different. You gotta listen to the judges if you're gonna win. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta show versatility. You can't just come out the gate and just be on 100 all the time, you know? You gotta show some vulnerability. You gotta be versatile, man. You gotta be versatile. We know you a bottom, but you gotta be versatile in this kind of situation. Alright, so after that elimination, I agreed with it. Did you guys agree with it? What did you think of this episode? What did you think of the lyrics? What did you think of the song? What did you think of the choreography? what did you think of the critiques, and what did you think of Jan getting eliminated? Let us know in the comments below. And I, Brad, aka Your Andromeda and Cosplay Queen, would like to thank again all our early birds, night owls, and everyone else up in between for setting your clocks for 10:14 and joining us down here at the warehouse. Please like, share, and subscribe. Till next video, toodles.